says stays home. I don't want that. I mean, mainly because I just don't want to. I don't like cleaning, quite frankly. I can say that right now. You know, from that point of view, I can understand why she would want to stay home instead of me. But then again, she doesn't like cleaning either. But I mean, there are very few places in the house I do like to clean. But that's besides the point. The social standard, which actually is still going on today, is that women should get paid less than men, and that is not supposed to happen. Just a quick little fact. It is not illegal for you to talk about your how much you get paid, and in fact, it is better if you do talk about it, because then you can actually go to your boss or even the company representative or whoever, you know, can change it, can change the amount of money that you're making, with the fact that, you know, my coworker who has been working here less than me, or even less years than me, or maybe more, I don't know, or maybe they have less qualifications than you, maybe they're at a lower position than you. If they're making more than you, you can take that to someone, you know, like a representative of the company, and say, I demand a raise, and they most likely will give you a raise. Now, you probably shouldn't say, I demand a raise. You should say, like, I would like a raise. Only reason why I say that is because, I mean, your boss is your boss, no matter what. It doesn't matter how much you get paid. It doesn't matter how famous you are. Your boss is always going to be your boss. That is just the way the world works, quite frankly. Your boss will never be lower than you, because the boss is the boss. So always treat your boss with respect. Yeah, always treat your boss with respect. And I mean, by that I don't mean suck up to them or anything like that. I mean, treat them with respect. Treat them how you would want to be treated by them. You know, do you want to be treated like a piece of crap, or do you want to be treated like a human being? Personally, I want to be treated like a human being. Thank you very much. I don't know about you, ladies and gentlemen, but I do. I would like to be treated as a human being, no matter where I work, no matter what position I have. I don't think it should matter whether I'm a janitor or if I'm the CEO. I think we should all be treated the same. Now, that's never going to happen, mind you, because of how human beings are. We're always going to be prejudiced against something or someone. Unfortunately. And even though I consider myself a moral icon for that, to not be true, I'll admit, I do have some prejudice against some people. You know, the same cousins I'm making my blanket for, no offense to them, mind you, but, a couple years back, they got, I think it was like brand new iTouches or something, and, I mean, they were young kids, so, you know, it makes sense that they would do this kind of thing. And by this kind of thing, I mean, they kind of bragged about it. You know, they bragged that they had a new one and mine was old and scratched. And I was like, I got pissed at them, quite frankly. I got pissed that they were bragging about the fact that theirs not scratched and mine was. And, you know, I tried to tell them, you know, yours is going to get scratched sooner or later too, right? And, you know, like, no, it's not. We're going to have covers on it. I have a cover on mine, and it's still scratched. Now, I try to explain it through logic, because that's how I am. I'm very logical. And they didn't care. So I was very pissed at them for that. And I held prejudice. I held it against them for probably up till a month or so after Easter. You know, whenever I heard about them or thought about, well, I didn't. No offense to my family, I don't really think about them. You know, like, it doesn't just pop in my head, oh, I'm wondering what this person is doing. I don't do that. I mean, if I did, I probably would remember dates much more clearly than I do now. By that I mean birth dates, anniversaries, stuff like that. You know, I have forgotten Mother's Day before. Sorry, Mom. But it is true. We've already read this, just so you know. I'm just putting these things in my little treasure chest here while I'm talking. But yeah, so I did hold prejudice against them for that, and afterwards I looked back on it and I was like, why did I actually care how they felt or what they were saying? They were little kids. They didn't actually understand what they were truly doing. They didn't understand that it might hurt my feelings. I mean, they were old enough that they should have been able to understand that, but again, at that age, you don't really understand that kind of stuff. I can tell you right now, I've done the same thing. This is quite hypocritical of me, but at my old house, in my old elementary school, one of my friends was being a bully, and he was bullying one of my other friends. At first, the very first time that it happened, I stopped it. Second time, I joined in. Very hypocritical. Now, I mean, I need to make a correction there. I didn't actually join in, like I didn't make fun of him or anything. I did not personally bully him. Instead, I just let it be. And that's not right, either. That is still hypocritical of me. I should have at least said something about it. Either comfort my friend that was being bullied, or said something to stop my friend that was bullying him. And even if it's not your friend, who cares? Bullying is wrong. I mean, now the main reason why people do bully, mind you, is because something in their life is upsetting them. Now, is this always the case? No. But according to psychology, most of the time it is. Is this true? I have no idea. But yeah, so yeah, sorry about that. Kind of on a tangent there. Do I have more water bottles? Oh yeah, I do. Okay. So yeah, back to the dating sim thing. Yeah, I mean, I like to knit. It actually calms me and it relaxes me. That is the main reason why I do knit. Because I mean, it calms me and it relaxes me. Me personally, I think it's a combination between the fact that it's who I am and how my brain functions, and the fact that I tried out finger weaving when I was a kid. And I will actually do a how-to video of how to finger weave someday. Probably, after I'm done with Skyrim and everything. I don't remember putting something in here. Huh. Whatever. But, because of that, and finger weaving is sort of leads up to crocheting, which sort of leads up to, knitting. Now, does it truly lead up to them? No. No, it does not. I mean, an expert will not tell you to try out finger weaving, and then try to crochet, and then try to knit. But it's how I learned. I mean, that's just how I personally learned. Is that how everybody's gonna learn? No. But I think it did help me, at least. But, oh yeah, so, what I originally was talking about was the fact that, they both wanted the same blanket that I was making, and his sister simply said, you can have, since I said I can make another one, she said, you know what, brother, you can have this one, I'll have the next one, and then she asked me to make her a pink and blue one. And so yeah, that's what I'm making right now. It's a pink and blue one. Oh god, the screams, the sound of sawing machinery, and the roaring of restless groans from the cells. It's too much, it's all so wrong. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen, coffee again. My coffee's actually cold, just so you know. Alright, now at least. I mean, I made it when it was warm, and I planned on drinking it while it was warm, but it's not warm anymore. So yeah, just a little tidbit for you. She asked me to make a pink and blue one, and I said, yeah, I can do that. And that's what I'm making right now. And I tried, since I only have two, I do my knitting blankets in strips, because, I mean, blankets are ginormous. You know, I'm making a 6x6 blanket here. So, that takes not only a lot of yarn, mind you, but also a lot of time. And I think it's mostly because of my ADHD that I have to do this. But, if I don't do any strips, really, I tend to think I'm not progressing any. Or at least I'm not progressing enough that it warrants me actually making it. So, by doing it in strips like I am, oh gosh darn it. There we go. So by doing it in strips like I am, I basically make it makes me feel like I'm getting it done faster. I don't know if it is or not. And I mean, it kind of comes out a little bit weird, because obviously I have to sew together the strips together, but I mean, in the long run, I think it looks good. And, you know, I use good material, so it should last a long time. And that's one of the reasons why I'm making it so big, since they're, like, not even to their teens yet. So, you know, one of the things my mom is saying is like, make it smaller, make it smaller, make it smaller. Like, Mom, they're gonna grow into it eventually, and it's a gift from a family member. Personally speaking, if it's a gift no matter what, I would keep it, at least as long as I could. A gift that my mom gave me was her old sleeping bag, and I mean, this is an old one back from her childhood. Not to say my mom's old, but this was over 40 years old. So, and it was actually hand-me-down from her sister, which I'm pretty sure was a hand-me-down from her older brother. So she has an older sister and then an older brother. The brother is older than both of them. But I mean, she's always gotten hand-me-downs. So I mean, I'm assuming here that it was a hand-me-down, and I'm pretty sure it was a hand-me-down. So yeah, you know that. But I mean, it started tearing itself, right? And I mean, oh man, and I was like, oh man, because I really did like the blanket. I mean sleeping bag. I really did, actually. It was a cool little sleeping bag. It was red, you know, my favorite color, actually. I mean, yeah, I guess that's kind of weird since I'm playing this game and all, but, you know, I mean, I've always just liked the color red, quite frankly. That's kind of besides the point. I don't know if there's actually any reason why I like the color red. I mean, you know, like, this is not the only kind of game I play. You know, I don't play just these sadistic kind of games, or, well, story games, technically speaking. I do play, like, Sims. One of my favorite games for the DS, real quick, here, ladies and gentlemen, was Sims 3. My favorite part was, my two favorite parts was, if you tip the cow, there was a little farm nearby where you basically stayed. If you tip the cow there, you would, instead of getting milk from milking it, you would get a milkshake. Get it? Because you're shaking the cow because you're tipping it over.